Real Robbie Steve. Not here.
Good.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Counselor Zerba.
Here.
Counselor Loretti. Counselor Hitchens. Counselor Winchell. Counselor Pagano.
Here.
Counselor Sims.
Thank you all for coming tonight. We're going to start tonight with a proclamation for Autism Awareness Month. Let's read the proclamation. Whereas autism spectrum disorder is a complex developmental condition that affects an estimated 1 in 36 children in the United States, as well as countless adults impacting communication, behavior, and social interactions. And whereas individuals with autism are valuable members of our community, contributing their unique talents, perspectives, and strengths to our schools, workplaces, and society. Whereas National Autism Awareness Day, recognized annually on April 2nd, provides an opportunity to increase understanding and acceptance of autism, promote early diagnosis and intervention, and support individuals and families affected by autism. And whereas the City of Oneida is committed to fostering an inclusive community where individuals with autism are respected, supported, and empowered to reach their full potential. And whereas local organizations, educators, healthcare professionals, and advocates in Oneida work tirelessly to provide essential resources, services, and support for those living with autism and their families. Whereas by raising awareness and promoting acceptance, we can break down barriers, celebrate neurodiversity, and create more inclusive and supportive society for all. Now, therefore, I, Rick Rossi, Mayor of the City of Oneida, do hereby proclaim April 2nd, 2025 as National Autism Awareness Day in the City of Oneida, and encourage all residents, businesses, and organizations to participate in activities and initiatives that promote understanding, acceptance, and support for the individuals with autism and their families. Thank you. And here to accept is Jennifer and Benjamin Bailey. Excuse me. And their family. You guys all want to come up? It's totally up to you. Come on, girl. Walks the 26, right? The 26, yeah. Do you guys want to
Yeah, can you guys
say
come
something?
in just a little bit?
Hold
Oh, here.
on, hold on.
Ready?
If you'd like.
Yeah, historically, we've done a walk. We did a walk 3 or 4 years ago when Kelberman backed out, and we stopped for a couple of years, just became too difficult. But this year, we're working with the city, and we're gonna do a walk on April 26th. All you have to do is show up. The money that we raise is gonna go to an organization called Families First. It's our own individual fundraiser. They're an organization that supports families with special needs. They connect them, bring them together, and give them fun events to kind of build a community around one another. So we hope to see you guys there.
It starts at Higginbotham Park and is gonna walk to the library. That's gonna be the halfway point. The library's been great. They're gonna have sensory spaces and we'll just have some tables out that have autism information.
Thank you guys so much for coming.
Thank you. We
What
really
time?
appreciate it.
What time?
What time to
It's
start?
10 a.m. to about noon. There
We'll
it
put
is.
something out there as well.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate All right, next up we have a presentation from Bridges. If you guys want to come up, Heather, Valerie, Joshua, and Samantha, whoever's. Yeah, you guys.
Joshua and I see us tonight. Alright, so, hi, my name is Heather Burnett. First, thank you for allowing us to be here tonight to share a little bit with you about who we are and what we do. So, I am a resident of Munnsville, but those of you may know that those of us that live in Munnsville, we come to Oneida, we shop, we work here in Oneida, we dine here in Oneida. And for me personally, my aunt lives here and my mother-in-law lives here. My husband grew up here, just up the road on East Sand Street, spent lots of time in Maxwell Field. So even though I don't currently live here, I feel very much a part of this community. So I just want to share a little bit, and most importantly, Bridges, as you know, our agency is located in Oneida. So I just want to share a little bit about me. At Bridges, I currently serve as a statewide administrative coordinator for the Advancing Tobacco-Free Communities. That is a funded grant through the New York State Department of Health, Bureau of Tobacco Control. And I'm proud to say that Bridges has held that grant since 2001, and that was when it was first awarded to us. And I've had the honor of working in that program for 25 years. So, and I spent the first 19 years working as a reality check coordinator, which you're gonna hear a little bit more about from Val in a little bit. First and foremost, I wanna thank you for allowing us this opportunity to connect with you this evening. That is really the main purpose of tonight for us, to make this connection and to let you know that Bridges is here to support you and provide you with information and resources for you to help you to make the best decisions for the health and well-being of those in your city. We hope that you might invite some of our coworkers, as tonight we're going to speak specifically on tobacco. So as you know, there's much to be said about the impact of alcohol, tobacco, and other drugs. There's not enough time to even touch the surface. So tonight, as I said, we want to share about our work in regards to commercial tobacco control and prevention. When we speak about tobacco this evening, it's in reference to commercial addictive tobacco products and the commercial tobacco industry that markets these products in our communities. There's a difference between commercial tobacco and the tobacco that is viewed as a sacred plant used in ceremonies, prayers, and healing practices. And we feel it's really important to make that distinction. The impact of commercial tobacco is incredible. Smoking remains the #1 cause of preventable death and disease in this country, in this state, and in our local communities. You may have heard that the average age of a new smoker is 13 years old. And that's true not just in our country, but according to the most recent TAP survey, it is true for Madison County. And it's not by accident. According to internal tobacco industry documents, the tobacco industry has been quoted as saying, "Today's teenager is tomorrow's potential regular customer." As I mentioned before, my current role that I have as a statewide coordinator, I spent 19 years working in this program with youth in Madison County. And later the grant expanded, and now we cover Madison, Oneida, and Herkimer counties. And one of the most rewarding parts of my work involved collaborating with students from Oneida High School. These students were concerned about tobacco use, particularly smoking just off of their school grounds. They were also concerned about smoking and tobacco product waste in their parks and their playgrounds. So they didn't just complain about it, but they took action. And those students actually came here, met with Mayor Matzke, met with the Common Council, shared with them what their concerns were, and the city of Oneida made a change, and they adopted tobacco-free grounds for their parks and playgrounds. And that was well before this became a trend. As you probably know, many parks and playgrounds and now beaches are tobacco-free, and now has even become state law. So this story reflects the kind of work that we do in our communities with students, community members, business owners, municipalities, schools, community organizations, and more. Our hope is to achieve a healthier place to live, work, learn, and play. So we're here tonight really to reestablish that relationship with you and to make that connection. We want to keep you updated on our work, provide resources, and see how we can be of help moving forward. So we're really here in hopes that we can make things easier for you, saving you time by connecting you to the resources that you need to make informed decisions. So now I'd like to introduce Val, who is with our Bridges program and our Advancing Tobacco-Free Communities team. And she's going to share a little bit about her work with youth and with reality check.
again, like Heather said, I'm Valerie Webb. I am the Reality Check Coordinator at Bridges. So Reality Check is a New York State youth-led adult supported group against the deceptive marketing practices of the tobacco industry and the way they market products towards youth. Reality Check youth work to expose the truth about the way the tobacco industry advertises, and they try to eliminate those marketing opportunities within their community. So over the last few years, I've only been in this role. Heather's been here forever. I've only been doing this for like 3 years. So over the last few years, I've worked with Teams for a Better World advisor Kim Fox at Oneida High School and her group of youth to give them the key facts and messaging around tobacco retail environment across New York State and the city of Oneida. I offer the youth the opportunity to use their voices to educate their peers and community members about what they're seeing in Oneida in regards to tobacco marketing and how their voices can be used to mobilize others to make policy changes in their community. Youth have come together to complete activities like Cups on the Fence, tie-dyeing, rock painting, and creating their own tobacco-free community to educate and mobilize others to get involved so they too can use their voices to create change. So the youth have big voices, and I try to find creative ways to get that out so they can educate their community, if their community be their school or their actual community that they live in. And I'm going to have Sam come talk.
Hi, good evening. As Val had said, my name is Sam Dart. I'm the Tobacco Control Specialist at Bridges Tobacco Control Program. So in my role, I'm responsible for developing cross-county partnerships by serving as liaison among Madison, Oneida, and Herkimer County schools, employers, organizations, state and local health departments, and the broader community. Through these partnerships, I work to identify opportunities to educate the public and reduce the harm caused by tobacco. In our program, we focus on 3 main initiatives: reducing tobacco marketing in the retail environment, smoke-free housing, and tobacco-free outdoor spaces for both employers and public areas, parks, playgrounds, beaches. I would like to provide an example of how we have worked with local municipalities in the past. The Village of Dodgeville, which is located in Herkimer County, successfully passed a tobacco retail environment law that went into effect in April of 2019. This law allowed only the existing 3 tobacco retailers in the village to apply for a tobacco license, or to apply for a local license and renew that license yearly, meaning no local license would be granted to new tobacco retailers if they were to apply in the Village of Dodgeville. If the existing 3 retailers in Dodgeville stores were to sell or move their businesses, their license to sell tobacco and nicotine products would be void. They also cannot accept coupons, discounts, or promotions on tobacco products. They cannot sell tobacco products near a school or youth area. Since going into effect in 2019, the village's retail law has been used as a global example of a successful approach to reduce the prevalence and impact of tobacco marketing, which can significantly help to reduce the harms caused by tobacco nicotine products. I'm sure you may be wondering, how did this happen? How did this go into effect? It came from education from local youth, informing the board on what they were seeing in their communities and schools. It helped to raise awareness of the prevalence of tobacco marketing and accessibility in the community of Dodgeville. A vital piece of the success in Dodgeville was the mobilization of community members and their ability to not only speak, but to be heard by the Board of Trustees in the Village of Dodgeville. The Mayor of Dodgeville and Board of Trustees were regularly invited to park cleanups and events held by Reality Check Youth in the Dodgeville School District. By attending these events, local leaders could see firsthand not only what a Reality Check were doing in the community, but they were able to become aware of the actual tobacco retail environment in their community, and that became clear that retail environment was exposing youth to tobacco marketing. I wanted to share this example to show that by building meaningful relationships within the communities, leaders can create more effective solutions and ensure that the community thrives as a whole. We look forward to inviting you to our future events and continuing to strengthen our connections and build a brighter future. Build a brighter future for the city of Oneida. I'm just going to turn it over to Heather real quick, just for a quick wrap up. Thank you.
Alright, so under here I have some resources. So as we wrap up, I'd like to leave you with a valuable resource that many municipalities across the state have found incredibly helpful in creating sustainable change and protecting our communities from the harms of commercial tobacco. And that is the Public Health Law Center at Mitchell Hamline School of Law. They're contracted by the New York State Department of Health to provide resources that help us all work towards a commercial tobacco-free future. They offer a wealth of information for municipalities who desire to implement effective tobacco-related policies. So as I mentioned earlier, tobacco remains the #1 cause of preventable death and disease in our state and our local communities. With that in mind, the Public Health Law Center has developed a comprehensive online resource filled with publications and webinars. I brought a few of those to share with you today. Some of them include tobacco-free outdoor areas, a model policy, a model ordinance, tobacco product waste and hazardous waste laws, tobacco retail licensing enforcement guide. That is one thing that we found, there's been a lot of discussions amongst municipalities between zoning and licensing and how do we enforce these things. So the Public Health Law Center is a resource with information of examples of other municipalities have done so and the success that they've had with that. So in addition to these resources, what I find most valuable to the communities in New York State that I get the pleasure to work with is that the Public Health Law Center will offer their time to speak with municipalities that wish to develop tobacco-free policies for their community. The Public Health Law Center, like us at Bridges, does not and cannot lobby, but we can provide you with information and connect you with the resources that can help you to make informed decisions. So I brought with you an overview to have so you can kind of get a better feel for what the Public Health Law Center offers. Their website, as I mentioned, is incredible. I go to that quite often, but for me, sometimes I like to have something tangible in my hands to look through, having a cup of coffee, so I thought that you might appreciate that, so we'll hand those out after I'm done speaking. But I also wanted to mention that I did, the Public Health Law Center has provided, and I won't read it for the sake of time, but I will provide you each with a copy for a public comment. So they've provided that here. I will have my executive director, Maureen Campani, also follow up with this in an email as they reference. There's quite a lot of, in blue, that's where there is a link to it. But we just really want to, I know this is our time to present. We'd love to come back later and have some more of a conversation to find out what are your concerns, what are your hopes, what do you want to see for this city? We're not here to tell you what to do or what you should do. We want to hear from you and what you want and how can we, as an agency, how particularly for tonight, for us and our tobacco control program, how we can support you and give you the resources that you need. So thank you again. I'm here to answer some questions the best I can if you have any for me.
Thank you very much.
Yes,
Really do appreciate you coming out.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
And we would love those resources.
Yes, oh, okay. Okay.
Thanks for taking your evening and coming to present here with us.
Sorry if I give everything to you. This is a letter overview of the policy center. This is a little bit about our specific program at Bridges. This is specific to rural communities, and this is just a one pager.
One more.
Yeah, last agenda.
Yeah. Thank you. Alright. Alright, next up, public comment. You had anybody sign up for it? Crazy. Next up, public comment. We're gonna move right on. Old business, any old business? We're gonna move right on. Old business, any old business? Report tonight. Alright, we're gonna move
Yeah,
on to
so April
reports. I don't have
16th
any
is our
reports
park cleanup
tonight.
day in the city. We're gonna be meeting here.
Yeah, so
at
April
City Hall at
16th
8 o'clock,
is our
8:30.
park cleanup day in the city.
Donuts and
We're
coffee
gonna be
for all
meeting
volunteers.
here at City
And
Hall
we're
at
gonna be
8
making
o'clock till
assignments at that
8:30.
time to
We're
send
gonna be
the folks
providing
out
donuts
there
and
and
coffee
around.
for all volunteers.
We plan on being there
And we're
about
gonna be
half a
making
day,
assignments at
roughly.
that time to send
DPW's
the
already
folks
been
out
on
to
the
get
ground,
around.
doing a lot of great work out there.
We
for all
plan
of
on
us.
being there about
We've
half a
thought
day
if any members of
roughly.
the community
DPW's
wanna
already
join
been on
any
the
of us,
ground,
myself
doing a lot of great
included,
work out
we're
there
all
for
gonna be
all of
out
us.
there picking up
We
sticks
thought
and
if any
getting those
members of
parks
the
ready.
community wanna join
So
any of
please,
us, myself
if you have some
included,
availability
we're
on
all
the
gonna be out
16th,
there picking up
come out and
sticks and
join
getting
us.
those parks ready.
Thank you.
So please, if you have some availability on the
Can I
16th,
get approval
come out and
for
join
minutes
us.
for March 18th?
Thank you.
2025.
Alright.
Can I get approval for minutes for March 18th, 2025? All in favor?
Aye.
Any noes, any abstentions?
Motion.
Second. Can I get the approval for warrant number 7?
Aye.
Any noes, any abstentions? Can I get the approval for warrant number 7? Oh, great. Anybody have the, iPad in front of them?
Resolve that warrant number 7.
Anybody have
checks
the,
and ACH payments in the amount of $2,774,300.
Resolve that warrant number 7, checks and ACH payments in the amount of $2,774,376.04. As audited by the voucher committee, are hereby approved for payment in the usual manner at the discretion of the comptroller or a third
Any
party
discussion?
duly retained by the city of United to perform such services.
Any discussion? All in favor? Any discussion? All in favor? Any noes, any abstentions? Motion's passed. Any discussion? I'll now turn the meeting over to our city clerk. Any noes, any
Item
abstentions?
number 1, salary schedule change,
I'll turn
approve
the
the change
meeting
in
over
the
to our city clerk.
2025 adopted salary
Item
schedule.
number
to
1,
remove
salary
one
schedule
DPW
change,
public
approve
works
the change in the
supervisor and add one
2025
senior
adopted
motor
salary
equipment
schedule to remove 1 DPW public works supervisor and add 1 senior motor equipment.
Any discussion?
Motion.
All in favor? Any noes, any abstentions? Any discussion? Motion's passed.
Item number 2,
All in
mobile
favor?
food vendor
Aye. Any
license
noes,
fee,
abstentions?
approve the transfer of the mobile food
Item
vendor
number
annual
2, mobile
license fee
food
of
vendor
$150
license fee,
from
approve the
Firehouse Hot
transfer
Dogs,
of the mobile
paid
food
on
vendor annual
12/31/24
license fee of
for calendar year
$150 from
2025
Firehouse
to
Hot Dogs,
Fitzgerald's
paid on
Firehouse Hot Dogs.
12/31/24 for calendar year
Discussion?
2025 to Fitzgerald's Firehouse Hot Dogs.
Second. Any discussion? Andrea's so quick usually.
Yeah.
It's usually already done.
Andrew's
Any discussion?
Yeah.
It's usually already done. All in favor? Any discussion? Any noes, any abstentions? Motion's
All in
passed.
favor? Item number 3, lease agreement.
Any noes, any abstentions?
Authorize the city manager to sign a lease agreement.
Item number
with
3,
BME
lease
for a
agreement.
copier for the clerk's office.
Authorize the city manager to sign a lease agreement with BME for a lease copier for the
Any
clerk's
discussion?
office.
All in favor?
Motion.
Any noes, any abstentions? Any discussion? Motion's passed. All in
Item
favor?
number 4, capital project
Noes, any
25-1.
abstentions? Motion's passed.
Authorize the city
Item
engineer
number
to
4,
proceed
capital
with
project
25-1.
Authorize the city engineer to proceed with capital project 25-1. Authorize the use of unit prices established for 2025 by Madison County. Authorize the purchasing agent to advertise for bids for any portions of the project not covered under the county's unit prices. Authorize the city engineer to spend funds up to the program amount dispersed by New York State DOT, and authorize the city manager to sign any and all documents related to capital project 25-1.
Any discussion?
Motion.
All in favor? Any noes, any abstentions? Any discussion?
Item number
All in
5,
favor?
agreement,
Aye.
authorize the
Noes,
city manager to
abstentions?
sign an agreement with Servalmation
Item number
Refreshments.
5,
for
agreement,
vending machines
authorize
at
the
rec
city
center.
manager to sign an agreement with Servalmation Refreshments Inc.
Second.
for vending
Any
machines at
discussion?
the rec center.
All in favor?
Motion.
Any noes, any abstentions?
Second.
Motion's passed. Any discussion?
Item
All in
number
favor?
6, budget
Aye.
transfers and
Noes
amendments,
and
approve the
abstentions?
budget transfers and amendments as outlined by
Item
the
number 6,
comptroller or
budget
third-party
transfers and
duly
amendments, budget transfers and amendments as outlined by the comptroller or a third party duly
Motion.
retained by the city of Oneida to perform such
Any
services.
discussion? All in favor?
Motion.
Any no's, any abstentions? Motion discussed.
Item number 7, advertise for bids. Authorize the purchasing agent to advertise for bids.
Item number
for
7, advertise
water department
authorize the
hydrants.
purchasing agent to advertise for bids
Motion.
for, water department
Any
hydrants.
discussion? All in favor?
Motion.
Any no's, any abstentions? Any discussion? Motion's passed. All in favor? Any new business? No's, any abstentions? Motion's passed.
I do. I have just feedback on our Autism Awareness Month and kicking off.
I do. I have feedback on our
their
inaugural
Autism and
kicking
Neurodiversity
off.
Expo.
North Broadstreet School tomorrow is putting on their inaugural Autism and Neurodiversity Expo.
There, Life Plan, the Kellerman Center,
North Broadstreet
Keys
School.
Arise.
They're gonna have some
Crime
fun things there,
Therapy,
Life
engagement,
Plan,
building
the
blocks,
Kellerman Center, Keys Arise,
Therapy, a communication.
Crime Care,
helps
Family and
support
Community
families with
Engagement,
devices.
Building Blocks,
Basically just to get a lot of
Keys
information.
Musical Therapy, a communication room to help support families with devices. Basically just to get a lot of information and resources and stuff, so they're getting, Autism Awareness Month kicked off right too, so.
Perfect. Anybody else? All right, thank you all for coming. Your motion to adjourn?
Motion.
Second.
Al, thank you.
Yeah.
All in favor?
Aye.
Lovely.